Hello everyone, how are you? I hope everybody's well. Before I get started with today's video, let me do a little bit of a public announcement. Hey, so I started up a Facebook page because, over the years I tried to maintain some kind of a website going, but, it's just a lot of work and, things don't work out at times and such. So, to effectively communicate, things and, stuff, I started a Facebook page. So if you can help me not feel lonely over there, please come friend me over at Facebook. It's facebook.com/guitargearguy. So pretty easy, right? So there you go. And like a Skype, I get a lot of people. A lot of people contacted me through Skype, so that's cool too. And my handle there is also Guitar Gear Guy. So now that's out of the way, so let's go on with today's video. So today, what stuff I'm showing you, it's I don't have anything new to show you today, but yesterday I had a guitar tech over to my house, and it's not, I don't have a tech coming to my house because I'm a professional or anything like that. It's just when I need work done, it's a real big pain in the ass to haul several guitars over to a shop and back and forth. And I'm kind of peculiar in a sense where I don't like leaving my guitars with someone for extended period of time. So, I find a guy that is willing to help me, and guy comes over to the house, and I have 5, 6 guitars that need some work done, and we get them done. So the tech that the tech that I was using before was used to work over at ESP because ESP is local right here. And it was great, but the guy ended up becoming really busy, and it's really hard to get a hold of him. So I ended up having to find a new guy. And this guy also works for a very big, major guitar manufacturer here in America, and also happens to be local right here. And to respect his privacy, I'm not going to mention the name of the company that he works for. Anyhow, but I will include his information right around here, so that anybody near Los Angeles area, you need any guitar work done, you can definitely contact him. And we go from there. So in the past, when I showed you guys some guitars, at times I often mention things like, hey, I'm going to change out the pickups in this guitar or whatnot, right? That's because, some of the lower end or even some mid-range guitars could use some upgrades in pickups. So that's why I mentioned those, and I'll give you an example. So like high-end guitars like a PRS or even some Gibsons or whatever high-end that you consider, I don't like messing with those too much, because then you kind of you end up devaluing that guitar depending on what kind of work is being done. So one of the examples that I'll give you right now is, in my everybody knows that I scour Craigslist often. So in Los Angeles Craigslist, there's this one guy trying to sell his PRS for about, I don't know, 4 or 5 months now. He's selling for $3,200, which in my opinion, right now, economy the way it is and guitar market being buyer's market, I'm not sure if you will ever get that kind of price for that guitar. Granted, it's a nice guitar. It's got a 10 top and it's fine. Problem is, he ripped out the original PRS pickups and he put in EMG 81 and 85. So, with that process, obviously all the guts of the guitar were pulled out, as you know. So, pots were changed out to EMG pots, and, pickups are now EMG 81, 85. Nothing wrong with those. But now what ended up happening is all the American work that went in to put all that work, it's now gone. And, everybody has different tastes, but to me, EMGs and PRS, I'm not sure if that's the best combination. Different things float different people's boat. So, that's kind of the type of mod that I wouldn't do. However, some of the guitars that I own could definitely use some, TLC and some upgrades. So I got those done yesterday. So let's talk about those. So guitar number one that I took care of yesterday is this Gibson Flying V that I showed you guys on my last video. And it came stock with the Gibson pickups, I think they're ceramic pickups, 504.98. I'm not quite sure, but I think it's something like that. So anyhow, those pickups were ripped out of this guitar, and what I ended up putting in here, it's the made in UK, hand-wound, bare knuckles nail bomb. So nail bomb neck, nail bomb 50mm bridge, 4 conductor pickups. So that's what's in here, and I'll show you. Hang on one second, let me just make sure the guitar doesn't fall. Okay, then the second guitar that I took care of yesterday was this Epiphone Epiphone Les Paul Zakk Wylde Custom. Originally came with, because this guitar is 2005, so back then they didn't put the EMG 8185 like they started with this year model. So I ended up putting in the 81 and 85 just to, not that I didn't like HZs, I actually happen to like HZs, but I did this just so that the guitar is even that much closer to how it's supposed to be, trying to mimic. So that's the second guitar that was taken care of yesterday. And one second. The third guitar that was taken care of yesterday was this Gibson Les Paul traditional gold top. With the stock pickup configuration, what it came with was the 57 Classic and Burstbucker 3. So this would be one of the guitars that I wouldn't actually touch to mess with. Especially this particular guitar being one of my all-time favorite, because I just love this guitar, the way it plays and the way it feels in my hands and everything. But those of you who watch my videos, you know I have the exact same guitar in a different finish, Cherry Burst. So I do have 2 exact identical guitars, so I kind of felt would be I was feeling adventurous enough to actually get this one redone, and I'm hoping the selection I made would be correct. I ended up putting in Sir Guitar's Doug Aldrich signature pickups in this guitar. So Doug obviously is very often seen with his Gibson Les Paul Gold top, and he's got his signature Sir pickups in there, and I just happen to love his tone and his ability to play things like that. So he's one of my guitar heroes anyways, so I ended up putting those in. I wish I would have ordered these with the nickel covers, because that would have really completed the look, or chrome cover to match the tuners, but it is what it is. So that's that. And another guitar that was taken care of yesterday was the vintage Icon V100. This guitar, so you remember the horrible distressed relic look. But the guitar itself is actually pretty decent. I'm still having issue with this 3rd string tuning peg. It is not engaging, so it doesn't engage right where it needs to engage for it to stay in tune. So it's kind of a bitch to get this one done. And once we ripped apart the inside, we kind of saw the pots, obviously at this price range, it wasn't as good as they should have been. So we did have a problem with one of the volume pots, but it's okay now. So anyhow, so this guitar, whatever the pickups that were in here, it's the stock Trev Wilkinson pickup that came with the chrome covers. Ripped those out and tossed. And what was in my Gibson Flying V, the Gibson pickups, the 498 and 500, those were moved in here. So I recycled those pickups. So we'll see how this thing sounds like. And then the last guitar that I took care of yesterday was this guy right here. As you recall, it's my ESP Alexi Leho LTD 600 guitar. So out of factory, this guitar came with the EMG HZ right here, and just one pickup, no tone, nothing. So I ripped that out and I put the EMG 81. I actually did buy the EMG 81 when 2 days after I got this guitar, because I wanted to switch that out myself. Because EMG, they have the solderless pickup system. It's supposedly really easy to do yourself. Problem is, some of the wires that they give you, like the wire to go to the jack, and the battery lead wire. Those are all too short, especially for this guitar. And you know, a lot of guitars that you're going to try to put that in, you know, you're going to find that they are a little bit shorter than you kind of need them to be. So we ended up just, you know, doing it the old style, like the soldering and everything. And that's one of the reasons why I also have a tech doing it, because my soldering skill sucks balls, and I don't try to do that myself. And you know, some things are better left to the professionals. So anyhow, so the EMG 81 was put in here, and you know, it's. I think the sound is definitely improved. So we're gonna plug in all of them into the amp, and I'll record, and you guys can tell me how they sound. So for today's tone test, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna come out of the guitar. I'm gonna go to Maxon OD808, and I don't add any overdrive. I don't add any distortion from there. All I do is I just I just boost the signal that's feeding the amp. And then we're going to go to my Mesa dual rectifier, and that pretty much will be it. And I am going to go ahead and get everything set up, the wire and the mic, and we're still experimenting with everything. So I don't know how it's going to turn out, but we're going to come out of that. So the Mesa dual rec, going to the 2x12 Mesa loaded with the vintage 30. It's a closed back cabinet. And then I'm going to record with the Shure SM57. Going to go to my audio interface into my Mac, and I'll record all the audio track into Apple Logic, and then I'll bring that over to my video editing, and we'll go from there. And it's going to take me a couple hours to sync up all the signals, but that's part of the learning process. Anyhow, so I am going to go ahead and get everything done, and I'll be back. Bye.